Next speaker I'd like to introduce is my personal favorite. Again, I'm the next speaker for the next 90 minutes, and what I'm going to talk about is how to create your own high-profit products with absolutely no experience whatsoever. Now, let me ask everyone a question. How many people have had an idea for something, but it was just too complicated to put to use? I mean, you thought, geez, if I could do this, this would make me $1 million. But it just sounds a whole lot complicated. And it may be a software program, and maybe something that you don't know how to do, but you didn't know the exact steps that you need to go to create this product. So, well, I was in the same position. In fact, I did it out of necessity. And I went on to create a whole software, empire as far as products go. As far as well, you've heard them all. They're all engine generator, right? I think it's been mentioned once or twice throughout the weekend. So what you need to do is this. Is first you need to figure out why create a product. Okay, ask yourself, why should I create a product? Okay, what are the reasons behind creating a product? The first one is to create additional revenue. Basically make money. I think that's the bottom line with most businesses, right? You're not in business to make friends. You're in business to make money. That's a business that continues on without making a profit is considered a hobby. Okay? That's, by definition, that's what happens. To create a brand name or recognition. Some products you may want to put out to the marketplace, and you may just want to make yourself more well-known. Just to put out there, some people write a book just to be more publicized. Some people create a product just to create brand recognition that's going to go all over the place in a very short period of time. It's called viral marketing. Some people have talked about that and touched on that throughout the weekend, and we're going to talk on that in a moment as well too. To create an opt-in list. Okay, you could create a software product to create an opt-in list. It seems kind of crazy, but I'm going to show you it can be done. To capitalize on current trends in the marketplace. Okay, you can capitalize on the current trends in the marketplace by creating a product that is going to show people or give people what they want at that moment in time. The internet's funny because every day it's something new. Everything changes. What worked last month may not work this month. What works today may not work tomorrow. So everything becomes outdated very rapidly. So what we're going to talk about our first case study, which is link check generator. Has anybody ever heard of it? Does anyone have it? Okay, well, I'll give you a chance later. But the link check generator. Very simply, the reason I created this product was to create an opt-in list. Now, let me tell you the story behind this. You see, when you're working on your website, one of the things that you need to consider and look at is how many other sites are linked to you. Okay, that gives you your link popularity. Okay, when you go to a search engine like Google, one of the highest factors that they rate you on is how many other sites link to your site. So I was going to these free services online, and you can do it for free. I'm not saying that you have to order this product in order to do it. You can go to a free site. In fact, you can go to marketleap.com. Okay, that's marketleap.com. That's Leap.com. And you're going to see a link popularity check on there. The problem was not only was I going there and checking my own link popularity, but I was spying on my competition too. You see, I would also go in and check what my competitors were doing out there in the marketplace and seeing how many other sites that they had linking to them. And so I would know how well I'm doing in relationship to my competitors. But also, that's the reason that I created a product. It was really for personal use at first. But I also figured there's a lot of people that also wanted it. And I figured this product, I could create a big opt-in list. Because here's what happened on the product. When you purchased this product, I gave you resale rights to it, which means that you could sell it to another person, and they could sell it to another person, and they could sell it to another person, and they'd tell two friends, and so on, and so on, and so on, just like the commercial. Well, what we did is I put a little box on there that says, subscribe to Big Newsletter. If you subscribe to Big Newsletter, that's my opt-in list. I also said, visit our other products, and I also had a link to my Go Generator website, which showed all my other products. So I was getting more exposure for my products and building an opt-in list. Now, the price of the product was $37. That's what I sold it for to everybody. The cost to develop it was $200. Not a big deal. The developer, though, was the interesting story. You see, even though I've created this little software empire, I don't develop any software. I couldn't. If you tied me up or going to beat the crap out of me with a baseball bat, I couldn't write a single piece of code for software. But this developer could. Now, he was an 18-year-old kid in Connecticut. Okay, it's not child labor. He was 18. How long did it take me to develop? Well, from idea to finishing the product, it took 2 days. Okay, 2 days. Why? Because I knew where to go to find this guy that could develop the software product. So the results, and some of you can't see in the back, but it's on your notes. We sold 123 products in the first 48 hours. I generated $4,551 in revenue. That's not shabby for a weekend, right? So, so that's what we started off with, and it's went on to sold more than that. I think we got about 300 or 400 people on that list right now, roughly. Probably more, because I really don't check the list too much. But there's 4 keys to product development. So I'm going to give you case studies as we go, and I'm going to teach you how to do this utilizing different case studies. The first key to product development is the most important, is it must solve a problem. You notice people are more willing to pay for solutions for their biggest problem. For example, you're driving down the road, your tire blows out, you don't have a spare. A guy comes along in a truck, and he says, I have a spare. How much are you willing to pay him? Whatever he wants at that point in time. Well, it's also the same thing with any kind of product that you create. You see, you have to look at your niche, the niche that you're involved with. And you've heard many people talk about niche. I know Randy talked for an hour and a half all about niche marketing. Once you create your niche, what you need to do is you figure out the biggest problem in that niche, and then figure out how to solve it. It must be already in high demand. Okay, see, it doesn't have to be a unique product to gain popularity very quickly. In fact, if it's something that it already has competitors, it's a good thing. If it's already in high demand, meaning other people are already buying similar products, that's good too, because there's a demand already for that product. You don't have to be unique in order to make money and develop a great product. You have to have a built-in market. You need to research your market. You see, without research, you don't know if your product's going to sell or not. I don't like to develop a product and then have it sit on the shelf and not sell. I just waste all my time, all my money in developing that product. But if you do it right, you're going to know all these factors before you even start, and I'm going to show you how to do that. It must be simple for the end user to use. If it's not simple, no one's going to use it. Now, I'm not picking on any one company, but I am. Has anyone ever purchased a product from Adobe? How many people own Adobe, maybe Photoshop? How many people know how to use it? Okay. We're down to 1. That's it. Well, you see, the thing is that Adobe is a great product. It's one of the best graphic programs that there is out there in the marketplace. Most professional graphic artists use Adobe, an Adobe product. Maybe not Photoshop, could be Illustrator, which is more complicated. But the fact is that you don't know how to use it. If you knew how to use it, you could create these real neat graphics that you see, but you're not doing it because it's too complicated for the average person to use. People like very simple instructions, and you need a very simple step-by-step format. So make it real easy to use. Don't complicate it. The most important key to product creation is that it must have one secret factor. This is something that I discovered about 2 months ago. In fact, this one key, if used properly, will actually create an overnight success for you with whatever product you create. I don't care if it's an ebook, I don't care if it's a website, a membership site, a software program. The one secret factor, you ready? I said, are you ready? Yeah. Okay. It's called the holy crap factor. Okay? The holy crap factor works